They're watching you learn the hard way. Hello, folks. Welcome back to our channel. And today I'm going to be reviewing the book called The Haunted School. The Haunted School, indeed. Number 59 from OG62. Wow, the front cover is so good, man. I gotta say a few things about it before I get to the story itself. But basically, we're in that hallway, that corridor, whatever you want to call it, and basically you have lockers lining up the wall, and basically there's one that is wide open, and basically you have books falling out of it, as well as some, sheets of paper that are graded. So you have an A, you have a B plus, and you have some pens and all kinds of things that are kind of pouring out of there. And what seems to be very strange is that they all look gray, like all black and white, and you have faces inside the locker. You have dark figures, and basically dark eyes kind of looking out at you. Basically, those eyes look so scary and so creepy, and it sounds like the characters are just looking at you. And they're in the dark. They're lurking in the dark, and it's so creepy and terrifying, actually. So I really like this about this, the front cover, the gray. Basically, you have some shoes there as well. You have some pencils. You have all kinds of stuff. You have a ruler. All kinds of stuff pouring out. And you can clearly make out the things that are there. And basically, I like the contrast between the grayish colors, black and white colors, and the rest of the corridor that looks, colorful. Like, for example, you have the pink and orange lockers, and you have also a picture of a skull in there. It's blue with a blue background and a skull in the foreground, and basically it's gray and it looks scary. It has some pink eyes and a pink tongue, and basically the rest is kind of green. Like, for example, the wall, the ceiling, the checkered ceiling, yellow and green, and it looks so beautiful. This picture, this front cover is really good and scary at the same time when you have those eyes, those, children, but they look so scary. It sounds like they're looking right at us. And it's the very first thing one would notice while looking at this front cover. So it's something that is so good and worth mentioning. Again, Tim Jacobus did an awesome job. I really like the choice of colors in there, and basically the difference between the grayish world, that is something about the book I will get to, and the colorful world, right? I like this so much about this front cover, as well as the green color that makes the title Goosebumps, and the yellow background that reminds us about the ceiling. I believe it's so awesome. And I remember Michael Goosebumps telling us that it felt really scary to him. Yes, I agree with that. I second that. It is so scary and terrifying. Look at these faces. Look at this gray world. Look at, even the grays, the books, everything. It looks kind of sad, to be honest with you. It looks like a sad cover, and it reflects what happens in the book, if you ask me. But what is the book about? I'm going to get to it right about now, as I finished mentioning what's happening in this front cover. Maybe I'll read the summary, not too foreign in the video, because I would like you to learn about what happens, and it might be better to just read the summary. But now let's move on to the book itself. What is it about? What happens in this book? What's happening? What the heck is going on? So basically, we have a main character, and his name is Tommy Fraser. And basically, he's a 12-year-old kid who just moved into this new town, so he attends a new school. And basically, his father he got married again, so he took a son along with him. And basically, Tommy is going to go to that school. It's called Bell Valley Middle School. And basically, he doesn't know pretty much anyone in there. It's a new school, a new town. So it's pretty much like he's kind of like a foreigner in there. He doesn't really know how to act. He tries to make some new friends, though. One of them being Thalia Halbert Rhodus, who's a nice girl who has blonde hair, and she's always wearing this red lipstick for some reason. Is it relevant to the book itself? I'll let you find out for yourselves. But yeah, she's always doing this. Like there's something, weird about it in a way, the way it's written anyway. And basically, Tommy is gonna make friends with her and someone else. I forgot his name. Let me check it out. But basically, there's also, yeah, I don't really know. I forgot his name. Darn it. Maybe, yeah. It's basically I'll get to it later. But basically, in the beginning of the book, they're decorating the gymnasium, if I'm not mistaken, the gymnasium, because there's going to be that school dance there's going to take place soon in the book. And basically they have to basically decorate. They're having some paint and stuff. They're trying to make it look attractive inside this gymnasium so that people gymnasium in this so that people would enjoy being there and so on. So basically this is how the book starts. But then basically they run out of red paint, if I'm not mistaken, so Tommy has to go get some. And what happens is, as he's walking around along the corridors, the hallways, at school, it's pretty scary. He's hearing some voices, and it sounds really scary, right? And he's all alone in there. I don't know if you've ever been at a school with no one around. It's creepy, definitely it is. So basically, he's walking around the corridors and he's trying to find his way. But since he's the new kid at school, he doesn't really know where to go. And this is how he stumbles into a weird part of the school that's kind of a new another wing, right? And basically, he's gonna stumble across a room marked, I'm quoting from the Goosebumps website right here, so I'm not taking credit for any of that, the class of 1947, quote unquote, the class of 1947. And basically, inside there are a lot of statues of at least 25 children, and basically looks really scary and creepy. And the principal shows up, and he's going to explain to him that those statues are basically were made in memory of the 25 children of 1947 who mysteriously disappeared after getting their class picture taken. I was quoting from the Goosebumps website right there. So basically, yeah, this is how it happens. So our main character is gonna try to basically look cool. Like he's not gonna try to let it go to his head. Trying to. He's gonna try not to let it get to his head. But yeah, it's kind of creepy, to be honest with you. I'd be creeped out as well. Basically, on the night of the dance, Tommy is going to meet someone named Ben Jackson, who's basically fixing a banner on the night of the dance, as I mentioned, the night of the dance. And he's going to meet him. His name is Ben Jackson, and he sounds nice. He sounds like a nice guy. And basically, they're going to be looking for some materials that they need. Some needed materials, quoting from the Goosebumps website again. And basically, they're going to find that elevator, right? And basically, once they're going to get inside the elevator, they don't really know where it leads to, but they believe it has to do with the school, so maybe it's going to help them get to where they want to get to, quicker and faster. And basically, they're going to start pushing some buttons, but the elevator won't move. Even though they're pushing buttons and stuff, they're pressing them. But basically, they're looking for door open kind of button in order to get out of there, but they can't find one. And basically, they see this button, and they believe that this button would help them in some way, so they decide to go for it and push it. But nothing really happens. And then they see a red button, and once they push it, this is when an alarm kind of goes off, and the elevator has started to move now. But it moves really strangely. It moves really in a very odd way, because it's not like any elevator. It looks like it's moving sideways, right? So it's really uncommon for an elevator to be doing that. But basically, this is how it happens. And then this elevator is going to take them to a whole different place. And this whole different place is going to be known as the Gray World. And basically, they're going to show up in that classroom. They're going to arrive in that classroom in Gray World. And basically, everything there is black and white, right? Hence, that explains the front cover, right? Everything is black and white, people. And it's really scary, and kind of there's a sad reason behind it. But the sad reason, I'm not going to expend too much on that because I don't want to spoil the book or anything. It's a nice story, though, so it's really nice to hear about it and get to know how it happens. But basically, yeah, I'm getting a little bit of I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. Let me take a step back and go back to what I was telling you about. So basically, then that whole new world, and they're gonna meet a few people there, a few kids, Seth Cortez and his friends Eddie, Mona, Elois, I believe Elois. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing this wrong, or is it like maybe Elois? I'm not sure. Let me know in the comment section down below if you know how to pronounce their names. I'm terrible with names. I apologize for that. And Mary. And basically, there are some members of the missing class of 1947. Yes, they are. And it sounds like they haven't aged a day, right? It sounds very, very strange. And Seth is going to tell them about the whole story, how it all happened. I can only give you some elements without spoiling anything. But basically, it has to do with somebody named Mr. Chameleon. Yes, Chameleon, Chameleon. Yeah, like a chameleon, right? Mr. Chameleon, and basically he's a photographer, and and basically something happened on the day their picture was taken, their photo was taken, their class photo was taken. Something happened with the it has to do with the camera, maybe a little bit, but not too much. I don't want to spoil in any way, but yeah, that's what happens. And basically, now they're all in this gray world, and they can't seem to find a way out of it. So Tommy and Ben are going to decide to investigate and try to find a way out. And yeah, I'm not going to spoil too much, but some of the kids, they're kind of really like, they're really scary and potentially dangerous. And they're trying to basically, yeah, not let them out. And basically, they need something in order to get out of this world. Basically, something is going to be, only one thing can get them out of there. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'll let you find out for yourselves. But yeah, something will make them come out, basically. And that's the only thing. And basically, the story basically evolves, and our main characters at some point they're gonna have to run away and try to find a hiding place. I really loved that part. I thought it was pretty good. Even the scenes in the school were pretty good, especially with the gray world and then these kids. Everything was so perfectly laid out in this book. Honestly, Stein, he did an awesome job in this one. And then basically the final twist takes place. I thought it was pretty good, but pretty scary as well at the same time. But yeah, what else could I say about this? Did I forget to mention anything? Yeah, I wanted to mention that, but basically, I kind of forgot it was at the beginning. But when Tommy was looking for, basically some school supplies for the decoration thing, basically he stumbled upon a girl named, her name was Greta, and basically she had those gray eyes, and there seems to be something about her, but I don't want to spoil too much or anything, but It's just something I wanted to mention. But yeah, this is basically how it goes. So, the Hunter School. Man, oh man. Now, this book is definitely hands down one of my favorite, absolute favorite books in all of Goosebumps, to be honest with you. I believe that a lot of people love it as well as me, including John B. Who has a channel. Check it out. He's doing some awesome work. He mentioned that he loved this book as well, John B. And I couldn't possibly agree more with him. He read this book on his channel. Check it out. Awesome reader. He's doing so much amazing work. And check it out. But basically, yes, he was telling us how much he loved it, I believe. I do love it as well. To be honest with you, I'm going to give this book a perfect score because I loved it. Everything was there. It was scary. It was suspenseful at the beginning. It was mysterious. It was awesome. And it was also kind of very sad, to be honest with you. When you get to the how and the why, in this book, it gets really emotional. It gets really emotional at this point in the story. And for the faint of heart, you'll probably cry in that scene. I know I wanted to. I definitely have to reread this book soon. It's such a gem in Goosebumps. Honestly, I cannot believe how underrated this book is. I can't believe it. It was so awesome. Really, really, really awesome. So, I would definitely recommend you to check this book out. If I were to give this book a rating, easily, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Perfect score for me. So yeah, that was awesome. I loved it. I loved the beginning. The characters were awesome. Tommy and his friend, what was his name? Ben Jackson, and Tommy Fraser and Ben Jackson as the main characters were awesome. Everything was awesome in this book. The way the story plays out, the beginning, the middle, the end, the beginning, the way the story plays out, everything was so awesome. Awesome in this book. I loved it. Even the final twist, I loved everything about this book. I loved it so much. And I didn't mention it, but basically on the front cover, it's actually Curly the skeleton that is in this blue poster. I'm just reading it right there from right here from the Goosebumps website. But yeah, basically that's pretty much it. And yeah, did I mention anything? Did I forget anything? No. Yeah, I talked about the eyes peering out, the pairs of eyes peering out of this locker, and yeah, the skull. Oh, it's not Curly the skeleton. It just says there that it looks like Curly the skeleton, but it's not. It's not necessarily him. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below about what you think. But yeah, basically with all those black and white objects falling out and the 3 pairs of eyes spearing out of it, according to the Goosebumps website, is a great way to basically make us want to read this book, promote this book, if you will. And yeah, the locker door with the poster attached to it was pretty awesome. But yeah, this book was awesome. What more can I say about it? Like I said, perfect score, 10 out of 10 for this book. Definitely recommend it to anyone who likes Goosebumps and who would like to check this one out. Definitely do so. It is worth it. It is so worth your time, and you're going to love it. It takes place during the fall, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this. And you can really feel the vibe that it's autumn, that it's the fall, that it's near Halloween. This is the best time to be reading this book. But if you can't read this book because you want to read this book before that, because it's a long way from now, a long time from now, definitely read it on a rainy day like I did. I basically read it on a very rainy week, actually. During a very rainy week. I believe that it is the best time to be read. And that's all I'm going to have to say about this book, The Haunted School. So 10 out of 10 for me. One of my favorites of all time. So 10 out of 10 for me for The Haunted School. What about you, folks? What did you think about The Haunted School? Did you like this book? Did you hate this book? Please let me know in the comment section down below. I would really love to hear about what you have to say on this book. And in the meantime, folks, stay safe. Goodbye and take care. This is Horror Channel for you, signing off. And now I'm going to be reading the summary. He's hearing voices from another world. Tommy Fraser's dad just got married. Now Tommy's got a new mom, and he's going to a new school, Bell Valley Middle School. Tommy doesn't hate school, but it's hard making friends. And his new school is so big, it's easy to get lost, which is exactly what happens. Tommy gets lost in a maze of empty classrooms. And that's when he hears the voices, kids' voices crying for help. Voices coming from behind the classroom walls. Sorry, I forgot to mention, but I gotta mention it before wrapping it up. But yeah, the fact that the school, I also love the fact that the school was so big, and that there was this hidden part of school. I just remembered by reading the summary, but yes, I really love that. That part of the book with the big skull and everything, the big corridors and the hallways, that was really scary. And this is a great book to be read at school, to be honest with you, with the whole big school thing. It worked wonders with the hidden part and the sideways elevator. Awesome book. So that's it for that review. Now that's I'm officially done. But the sideways elevator was great. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm done this time for real. And see you on the next review. This whole channel for you. Signing off for real this time.